Good evening, fans, and welcome to our very special 2020 NFL schedule release edition of 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. What's going on, y'all? It has been a great week here on IE Sports Radio. My gosh, I will tell you, this has been a fun one. We have had awesome shows, an amazing guest just a little bit ago. I am so happy that we had this guy on the network. Big shout out to the head coach of Long Beach State men's volleyball. Because seriously, that was one of my absolute favorite interviews on this entire network. And I am such a fan of Coach Alan Knipe now after one of his responses in his questions that I actually asked. But I'll tell you, all questions were awesome. He did a great job. Teran did a great job. So I just want to go ahead and make that a thing. That was incredible. Awesome job, Teran. Awesome job, Coach Knipe. Hope to have you back soon. Also, hope you've been enjoying every one of our shows here on IE Sports Radio. It's been a great week, y'all. It has really been a great week. So many great shows. And we're at the halfway point right now, y'all. Well, kind of. We're just finishing up Wednesday. Final show for today. And tomorrow, we're back at it. We got 3 shows. And then Friday, we got 3 more. And of course, the big one on Friday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it, of course. That is the special IE Sports Radio 6th-year anniversary show, of course, right here on our 6th-year anniversary week. This has been special. This has been very, very special. And I'll tell you what, tonight's show is going to get even better. I'll be joined by my co-host in a few minutes, and we're going to get at it, y'all. You are now officially tuned in live to 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome in to the Neutral Zone. I'm your host, Robert Kavanaugh, and you're listening to IE Sports Radio. If you like big, nasty hits, if you like slap shots straight to the neck, if you like it when the gloves hit the ice and the big boys get down, then this is your show. On IE Sports Radio, this is the Neutral Zone. May our shots on goal always be true and straight to the net. If they are not, may they be followed up, redirected, or change collected. Let's go on IE Sports Radio with me, your host, Robert Kavanaugh, and this is the Neutral Zone.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Motorsports takes many forms, and there's one show on IE Sports Radio that's ready to cover it all.
I sure hope you're talking about you and I, Daryl, because I know the Extra Mile is the best place to go for everything motorsports related.
Yes, it is. From NASCAR to IndyCar to sports cars to everything in between, IE Sports Radio has everything covered for the fastest sport in the world.
Plus, don't forget all of our random shenanigans along the way.
That's right, Caitlin. So for plenty of motorsports coverage and plenty of Caitlinisms, check out The Extra Mile on IE Sports Radio with Daryl Kingston Jr. and Caitlin Seen, Thursdays at 8 p.m.
What's up, everybody? This is Teran Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunderous Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, sports fans, or shall I say football fans. Here we go. Well, I'm excited. Why? Because this is the first time we're actually going to use our brand new call line, which is pretty sweet. I'm excited for this because, gosh dang it, it's finally, lo and behold, we finally got this thing going. So we have our call number just up. For anybody out there listening, show us some love, y'all. Tune in. Hit us up at 951-374-0543. Once again, that is 05IE, y'all. So check us out here at IE Sports Radio. Show us some love. You don't agree with what we're saying? Well, jump in and say it. Of course, you can also, if you're not very vocal, jump in the chat room. Show us some love there. Or hate. Just kidding. But hopefully it's love. And let us know what y'all think, of course, about these scheduled releases coming on up. And that is what today's show is all about. So I hope you're excited because this is a very fun show to do. Of course, it is in honor of our 6-year anniversary. It has been an amazing week all long. Sorry, I guess it came out so wrong. It's been an amazing week of shows all week long. And that, of course, is including an incredible interview that we just heard a few moments ago, well, about an hour ago, with our very own Teran Rodriguez, as I mentioned in the introduction. Coach Alan Knipe is one of my favorite guys now. Like, that guy is amazing. He's one of my favorite people. Like, this dude is the real deal, and I am so excited for next season. Hopefully, we're freaking get another next season, but I am so excited to cheer these guys on. Great guy overall, and big shout out to every one of our guests, by the way. It has been a lot of fun. We have had tons of fun in this last week. This last month. My gosh, month and a half of great guests. And well, it's not ending because we just had a great one there and we got more coming on the way. I'll let you know who our most recent booked guests are during the show. But as of right now, let's get on into the show, as I got to introduce both of my co-hosts for the day, and I'm so glad that one can actually take some time out of her busy schedule to join us, and of course the other, well, I'm glad that he can join us after having a great interview. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome them both in. Ladies first, so let's get to it. She, of course, is a diehard fan of the Arizona Cardinals with one of the most unique stories of why she became a fan. She tells it every year. She's been on 3 and Out 8 Division 8 days. And this year, we might have to ask her to tell it again, because it is so awesome. I think she gets more fans every time she tells it. So, great stuff there. We won't spoil it. We'll let her get into that later. But I'll tell you, later on this summer. But glad to have her today. She, of course, is a diehard Cardinals fan and one of our very own here at IE Sports Radio. Proud member of our PR department, and she does a great job. She's awesome, and she's here today to talk, of course, about her Cardinals and the rest of the NFL. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming in back here for her umpteenth time here on IE Sports Radio. Welcoming the one and the only, Ms. Angela Red Sea Winstead. What's going on, Angela? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Larry. Such an honor every time being back on with you guys.
Well, it is great to have you on every time as well. You're awesome, and we appreciate you so much. And with that said, of course, welcoming in a little bit ago, had to have him in because he's the real deal, y'all. He is the real deal. Thank you so much for joining us again, man, and for a great interview you just had a few minutes ago, or about an hour ago. I keep on saying a few minutes because it was like that. But, ladies and gentlemen, he is the founder of Set Point here on IE Sports Radio. He is my co-host over on 3 and Out College Edition. He is the head of our PR department at IE Sports Radio, and he does our stats. He does a lot of stuff, and we couldn't appreciate this guy enough. Let's welcome in the one, the only, Mr. Teran Rodriguez. What's going on, Teran?
Hello, everybody. It is great to be back on air. It feels like 2 hours ago. But I was last on air.
Well, I think it was. So I'll tell you, man, this has been a really fun one. Thank you so much for being a part of this, dude. And I just can't appreciate you enough, man, for another great interview. That was a lot of fun. Coach Knipe is the man, dude. I am such a fan of that guy now.
I'm glad you are a fan as well. That he's definitely a respectable guy, and really, really appreciate you tuning in. And a great question you asked as well. So if you want to hear the full interview, you know where to go.
You know where to go, y'all. This has been, I'm telling you, it is an incredible, that was an incredible interview, and I am really, really happy that we had a chance to get such a great dude on air, man. That guy is awesome. So, alrighty. We got ourselves a buck in the chat room. Oh boy, we got a buck, y'all. We got a buck. How do y'all feel? I didn't know Bucks fans were out there. I'm just kidding. We got a buck. How do y'all feel? I know I'm so mean. I'm sorry. We got a buck, y'all. Buck, what you heard in the chat room. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Show us some love, y'all. Let us know what you think about the schedule release coming on up. We got a long way to go, of course. Check us out. We got the call-in number activated. I'm super excited for that. So hopefully we can get this thing actually to work. Once again, 951-374-0543. Once again, that is 951-374-05IE. Show us some love. Y'all know what to do. Until then, let's get it, y'all. So first things first, Angela, can you give us a little something? We usually always start off the show with the Cardinals, because alphabetically, you guys are first. Now, we're going to literally just go through the weeks 1 through 17, but I just want to know, off the top of your head, right now, you've seen the schedule. You already told me something awesome that I really hope you share with our listeners right now about this coming season, and a particular primetime game. But let us know, Angela, last year you guys were the Cardinals, sadly, not that great, but hey, once again, as a Raider fan, I can bash, it's okay, because I could bash my team more than anybody else's, but there's room to believe you guys, or there's reason to believe that you guys have so much room to improve, as any team does, but that you have already maybe improved a whole bunch from last season. Let us know a little bit about what you thought about the season's schedule when you saw it.
Yeah, so definitely, this schedule I think is going to be a little tough. I think, by saying tough, I think once you start getting into the divisional games, it's the NFC West. What more can you say? The Rams have definitely lost Todd Gurley, so there's one thing that we don't have to worry about. But, we're starting off the season in San Francisco. Hello. So that's, you don't really have that starting off with don't want to offend anybody, but starting off with a little crappier team to begin with, and then building up, you're kind of starting with the 49ers. So hopefully first week of the season we can get that W on the road. We've got a couple of games at home that, it's going to be fun. But then going on the road, we've got, I think, 2 or 3 East Coast games. And then we go to Monday Night Football in Dallas. And I just want to say I just started paying the payment for the trip to Dallas with the Bird Gang Travel Club. They're amazing. I have been to London and to New Orleans with them, and they always have such great parties. But I'm excited about that. And then, we'll go back home, and then we turn around. We have Seattle on Thursday Night Football on a short week. And then, we've got in the middle of the season, it's kind of a little breather. But I'm a little upset that we do 2 games on the East Coast, go to Monday Night Football in Dallas, go home against Seattle. Hello, that's not fair. And then we play Seattle again on a short week because we play Saturday and then Thursday. And then it's just, I would have preferred Monday Night Football than a bye than Seattle. I think we'd be more prepared for 2 East Coast games, a Monday Night Football, and a bye. That would relax us. And then we play Seattle at home. But no, it's backwards. We get the bye after we play Seattle, after Monday Night Football, after 2 East Coast games. So to me, that's going to be the hardest part of our schedule. But hopefully, they can prove me wrong, and hopefully we can just go from the East Coast, have a lot of adrenaline, go to Monday Night Football, and then keep the adrenaline going to play Seattle into our bye. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. It's gonna be a good year for the Cardinals, I'm hoping. So,
I could say the same thing. I could say the same thing. You have a fan in the chat room, actually. Buck, what you heard, man. Big shout out, by the way, of Gino Grigio up in the chat room. Gotta show some love there, man. Saying, Cards have a nice squad this year. The addition of Hopkins with Murray, gonna be fun. What do you think, Angela?
Oh, no, I'm excited. I'm excited. We all know, anybody that follows me, anybody that knows me, y'all know how much of a diehard Larry Fitzgerald fan I am. My first NFL jersey ever was 10 years ago, y'all. It's been 10 years since I got my first NFL jersey, and it was Larry Fitzgerald. And let me just tell you how I could not be any more excited right now that we have some help besides Larry. It's always been everybody's double teaming Larry. I feel like now we got D-Hop coming in, and we're going to be a threat when it comes to wide receivers with Christian Kirk and D-Hop and Fitz. Tell them what's going to happen.
I completely agree. You guys, we were just talking about this, Angela. We were just talking about this, and it was funny. I was making you laugh, but I mean it though. Like, freaking help out Fitz, man. There he does everything by himself. Gosh, man. I mean, this guy is so faithful to this team. He goes nowhere else. He wants to be a Cardinal forever. This man could have gone, okay, let's just be real, y'all. If he really, 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 really wanted, he would have went to freaking New England probably years ago and won several rings with Brady if he really wanted, guys. I'm so serious. He's had chances to leave the Cardinals. He's had chances to get out of there. And guess what? He's right there in Arizona, okay, in Glendale, right where he wants to be, playing for the team he wants to play for. It was awesome when the Diamondbacks were in the playoffs. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. My gosh, I can't think. But it was awesome because you saw him like front row or somewhere in the front. Like he was there supporting his fellow Arizona team. Like that's amazing. And he's bought into this, the franchise. He's bought into the fan base of not just his team, but the teams around him. And you can tell he is just he is an Arizona guy and he's not going anywhere. And it's just, oh my gosh, my blood boils when I think of like, oh my gosh, help him, give some more weapons, do something, defense, shit, do something. I mean, somebody do something, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, it gets on my nerves sometimes how much it's like, you guys know you can help out Fitz, right? Like, it seems like you're trying not to help him out, but I love it. Now I see lots and lots and lots of help. Kyler Murray is just a phenom. Give him a little time. He's going to be really, really good. What's up? Big ups to Davidson Crooks up in the chat room here. He is a co-host, actually, of Fast Break here, our basketball show here on iSports Radio, as well as founder of the Lock and Crooks Southern Sports Podcast, which should be a little bit of on a hiatus right now, but we'll get our regional shows back rolling pretty soon, as soon as sports get back. And, of course, he is the host of his own podcast. I found him, The Crooks Process, so go show him some love, y'all. Davidson Crooks, he is a great guy, so show him some love. Super duper cool cat. And then, Grigio says here in the chat room, Larry Fitz is a class act on and off the field, and I think, Angela, you can second, third, fourth, fifth that. Shoot, you probably say that before a million times yourself, because he absolutely is. So overall, y'all, I'm excited for the Cardinals. I have a lot of hope for them this year. It's not going to be easy. The NFC West is a mother. I mean, you have freaking the 49ers, who are just coming off a very, very good, successful season where they came up short in Super Bowl 54. You then have the Seahawks, who are always going to be competitive, in my opinion, as long as Pete Carroll's there. Fight on, just saying, whatever, I don't care. I am biased, but I am a fight on guy. I'm also a big Russell Wilson fan, so I partially always cheer for the Seahawks. And then the Rams, who they just were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. If you think about that, how crazy is that? Every one of the teams in the NFC West, sorry, Angela, aside from the Cardinals in the last decade, have been in the Super Bowl. And in the last 2 decades, all 4 of them have been. And if you really think about it, it was 2009 when the Cardinals were last there. So if you really think about it, like, overall, the last decade up until last season, all 4 teams have met. So that's an incredibly tough division. I mean, anything to add to all of that, Angela?
No, I definitely think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, being a Cardinal fan is so hard. I mean, there are moments where I just want to sit here and cry because, like, I'm like, why? Like, why do I pull for such a terrible team? You know? And then there are moments where I literally look around my house, and in every room there's something Arizona. Whether it's, you know, an autographed Larry Fitzgerald picture or my slippers or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty damn proud of my team, you know? We may not be the best all the time, but we're freaking, we can be freaking amazing sometimes. And so, you know, I think it's really hard when you're playing against the Rams and Seattle, and most recently, you know, throw in the 49ers in there, because the 49ers have not always been the best. I mean, we all know they're just like the Cardinals. They've had amazing records, and then they've fallen off with had 2-3 wins a couple of years ago. So it's, you know, it's really hard to compete in this division. It's not like, you're in the AFC where the AFC North where you've got New England and then you've got the Jets, the Bills. So it's there's no one team that stands out year after year after year. Everyone says there's that one team at Seattle, It's not always Seattle. The Rams have proven that they're here to fight. The 49ers have proven they're there to fight. Heck, even 3-4 years ago, the Cardinals were on top of the division. So, it's a tough division. It's always fun to play division rivals. But it's always nerve-wracking. My watch has told me plenty of times watching Cardinals games that my heart rate is through the roof. And they're the cardiac cards season, boy, but I love them. I mean, they're fun to watch. When they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're bad. And towards the end of last season, I felt like they finally, with Kingsbury getting there and Kyler getting there, and they finally started clicking. And I'm hoping from the end of last season, the momentum has progressed, and this season, it'll be even better. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I'm playing in at least 2, maybe 3 road games to see my Cardinals. So we'll see how it works. But definitely going to be there on that Monday Night Football.
I like it.
Hopefully we can pull out a win against Dallas.
I hope so. I really hope so. That'd be. I mean, no hate to Dallas at all, but I'm just saying, you guys need. I want to see a winning. Gosh damn it! I want to see Fitz get a ring. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm sorry, Angela. I don't want to be too crazy,
man.
but gosh damn it! If anybody deserves a ring,
no. Listen, I've made this nationally known on Twitter. The Cardinals retweeted it, so anybody who saw it knows. I will make my statement here at 7:32 on the East Coast. When, not if, when the Arizona Cardinals win a Super Bowl, I will get the Cardinal logo tattooed on my body. Let's make it happen.
Let's get that tattoo on Angela, y'all. Let's do this. Let's do this. With that said, big ups to Gino Grigio, by the way, man. He said he got the bounce, but hey, appreciate you for stopping by, man. Great stuff, and he said he's a fan now. So, hey, we'll follow you, show you some love as well, so appreciate you. So with that said, Angela, we got a lot more to get to tonight. Got to get through all of these teams. You want to stick around, or you got to bounce?
No, I'm welcome to stick around.
Oh, let's do this. Let's have some fun. All right, so I know we spent a lot of time on the Cardinals there because we haven't had a lot of Cardinal talk. We had a lot of Raider talk on our special draft editions that we had, 3 and 2 weeks ago? Oh my gosh, because we had 2. We had one pre and we had one post. So we won't get too much into them. You won't hear me get too much into the Raider fandom at the moment. So same thing with Teran. I'm sure, it's not going to be too much. But Teran, quick and dirty, man. When you saw your schedule for the Chargers this year, what did you think?
So I see it as a little bit of a challenging schedule. I mean, when it comes to the Chargers, everything is challenging, honestly. Even against, the simple teams, they can make it look like they're playing down to their competition. So, out the gate, they have one of the more interesting opponents in the Bengals. We finally get to see Joe Burrow and some of his other playmakers, such as T. Higgins and A.J. Green and Tyler Boyd, go up against the Chargers. And that game's going to be at Paul Brown Stadium up in Cincinnati. Now, I would rule this a game as the Chargers will probably breeze through this one, but not really, considering the Chargers may have a good team, but the Bengals have drastically improved, considering, with all that they got in the draft. And when it comes to season openers, the Chargers always struggle. Even in their win against Indianapolis, they played so poorly. They had the lead, and then I knew it was going to happen. The Colts were going to come back and eventually force overtime. Luckily, Austin Eckler was a thing, and they were able to grind out that win, which shouldn't have been a grind, but it is what it is. And for those of you that are saying a win is a win, no, it's not. You can still play bad.
Angela can tell you that.
Yeah, you could play bad, and you can't say a win is a win. So that's my thing. And early on the Chargers have a lot of challenging opponents, such as the Chiefs as well, which, the Chiefs are always the Chiefs, and they're the Super Bowl champions. And in the AFC West, everyone is chasing the Chiefs. Everyone wants to beat they're probably the team to beat yet again, considering Mahomes, and they got better with their receivers and all that, and they're going to be very tough. Then after the Chiefs, we have the Chargers have the Panthers. Interesting opponent, considering the Panthers defensively they've improved, but we'll see how Teddy Bridgewater handles playing against a very stacked up defense. The schedule then starts to pick up when they start to play the Buccaneers, where they've had a lot of bad luck against Tom Brady. And when I say bad luck, I mean they've played down in their competition, or they've found ways to lose games. I still remember that one game back in, I think it was 2005 or 2006, where it was an AFC divisional playoff game where the Chargers had that. They were 14-2, and they had the game won. Brady threw a pick, and then one of the defender fumbled the ball after the interception, and it gave the Patriots a new set of downs. And I felt bad for Marty Schottenheimer because he was the head coach. But anyway, back after the Bucs, the Chargers play the Saints, which, ooh boy, and the worst part is it's at New Orleans. It's a Monday Night Football game. So I will say this: the Chargers last year stunk when it comes to primetime games. For you Chargers fans, or the few Chargers fans that say, "Oh, the Chargers deserve more primetime games," no, they don't. They crumble when it comes to primetime games. They have 2 this year, to be honest. And away from the primetime games, the game that I'm really looking forward to is Week 12 when the Chargers play at Buffalo. That's going to be a big homecoming for Teran Taylor, and it's going to take me a long time to get used to saying Tyrod instead of Tyrod. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Teran Taylor make his return to Buffalo. I'm sure he'll get a hero's welcome, considering he was the reason why the Bills made the playoffs a couple of years ago, before Josh Allen got thrown into the swing of things. So I'm really looking forward to that game.
I'm looking forward to all these games, man. So let's go ahead and jump on into week number 1. We have 256 games per year, y'all, throughout 16 weeks for each team and 17 total weeks, including the bye. Let's go ahead and jump on into week number 1, because, it's going to be a doozy. I haven't said that in a long time, but it's going to be awesome. It really is. I'm so excited for this. So let's do it, y'all. Let's go ahead, man. Sound that thunder. Sound the alarm. Blow the whistle. Let's get ready for the 2020 NFL season schedule. All right, y'all. Here we go. Starting things off here. This is all, by the way, courtesy of my trusty ESPN Score Center app, which I'm getting all my information from. Check it out, y'all. Great app. You're going to love it. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump on in here to week number 1. Oh, yeah. Things all kick off on Thursday night. We have, of course, the champs going head-to-head. Last year, we didn't. Of course, we had the NFL's 100th season, so we didn't have the champs playing and the banner raising on that Thursday night in honor of the 100th year anniversary of the NFL. We had the oldest rivalry in the NFL, of course, the Bears taking on the Packers, in which we all quickly saw that the Bears were definitely not the Bears from the year before, for damn sure. And the Packers, well, with Aaron Rodgers, they're amazing. Without him, they fall apart. So I think we saw a lot of that first week. Of course, Packers won that game. A really good game, and, like I said, that said a lot about both teams in that opening game. A great rivalry, though, and that just goes to show you how great it really is. No matter what, it's always a good game. So, all right, Thursday Night Football. Well, who do we have here? The Kansas City Chiefs, as we know, won it all last year. They got this thing done. Second ever Lombardi hoisted. Lamar Hunt is a proud man. Tell you what, this was an amazing football game. They got it done. They defeated the Niners, and they now they have a banner to hoist and some rings to display, actually, and then to wear. Or actually, I guess they're probably taking the locker room before they, before they do battle. But they're getting their rings that night. The banner will be hoisted, and they're going to have a great little party. But will the Texans be? Of course, they're coming to crash it, but will they crash it? We have a very tough Texans team. It's a really good football game here. We have a very tough, stout defense making their way right on back this season, and all led by an incredibly talented quarterback, as we all know, Mr. Watson himself. Will be leading this team onto the field that night to take on Mahomes and his peeps. And this is going to be a very good game. I am so excited. They actually have Kansas City already favored by 10.5 points, which I don't know. I'll be too much of a hater there, ESPN. I don't know about that scoreline. This is going to be a good football game. So we're not going to hang on every single game like this, but in honor of it being the very first game, I just want to get your guys' thoughts on this, or you lady and gentlemen, your thoughts on this game, and then we're going to go ahead and just give our favorites of the week, and we're going to do that throughout the entire show. So, all right, let's start, of course, ladies first. Angela, what do you think? You think the Texans were the right team to put up against the Chiefs on opening night?
I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be definitely interesting for Houston. Now without Hopkins there, Deshaun Watson's going to have to find a different favorite receiver. But no, I think it's going to be a good game. Personally, I still have the Chiefs. I would have the Chiefs winning this game. But I definitely think this is going to be a good Thursday night football game. It's going to be one hell of a way to kick off the season. Without having, football or any sports after a while, this would be one way to start it.
I definitely agree. This is a good football game. I think it's a great game to start the season. I really agree with you there, Angela. What do you think, Teran?
I think it's a great football game to start the season, and hopefully Bill O'Brien can manage the game clock and manage the game to his advantage and actually not blow a 4-point lead, because I think I know the reason why the Texans are playing the Chiefs. Because had it not been for the Texans blowing that lead, and had they just maintained, a different outcome could have come out in the AFC West and in the Super Bowl, possibly. Could we have seen the Texans win their first Super Bowl? Could we have seen the Titans, a 6 seed, actually win it all? Could we have seen the Niners maybe pull it off? So many different scenarios that we will never get to find out. So I see why the NFL wanted to have Texans versus Chiefs in week 1, considering the Texans kind of wet the bed. So in order for the Texans to win against the Chiefs, they need to put pressure on them early and often and manage the clock to their advantage, even if it means taking a knee, just so they don't have to risk losing the ball and providing good field position for Patrick Mahomes. So that's just me. I still have the Chiefs winning, and even though I don't want the Chiefs to win, they're just better than the Texans overall.
I agree. I love to see a feisty Texans team. They are always a very tough team. I would love to say well coached, but sometimes. But I'm not saying Bill O'Brien's a bad coach at all. I'm just saying sometimes it seems like he gets flustered. But we'll see. Maybe this could be the season where he's like, "Hey, shut the F up," and everybody, this is us, and we're gonna make things happen. So I'm just saying anything can happen. It's not talking crap. It's just we're just having fun here talking some football. But overall, I think it's going to be a great game as well. I'm still going to take the Chiefs as well. I mean, don't have a score for you yet. Of course, we'll get to that when we get into our shows. And, of course, our primetime face-off coming up. By the way, if you haven't scheduled your primetime face-off, well, you might want to do so because these spots are going. My gosh, I did not even think they would go this fast. But we are getting, booked already for primetime face-offs. And we're in freaking May. All right, so this is really cool. Angela has literally already called all of the Arizona Cardinals time slots. So Angela will be the all-time representative for the Cardinals this year for all primetime primetime face-offs. And, well, we shall see. Teran and I are actually going to go head-to-head. I am so excited for this game because Teran and I are going to have some fun here. We will be going head-to-head later on, at the very end of the season, actually, in week 15 for Thursday Night Football. So get ready to catch us, y'all. That's going to be late. We're going to be, my gosh, it's a December game, so we're going to have some fun there, going head-to-head there, Chiefs and Raiders. So make sure to check it out, y'all. Show us some love. Let us know what you think. And, well, let us know if you want to book a primetime face-off and it's not already booked. Well, then you're more than welcome to compete in it. So, all right, week number 1. I'm going to start things off with a couple of games that I really like. Of course, we get to week 1 is such a special week, isn't it? It's the week where we find out who's who. We see what happened in training camp. We get to see what happens in preseason games. And then, after the rookies have earned their spots, some guys have earned their jobs, and others, unfortunately, may have to be looking for another team. I'll tell you, you have so much happening in the preseason. That's why I love the preseason. But week number 1, we finally see the finished product on the field, the 53-man roster. And, well, this is the team they're going to go to battle with all season long. So week 1 is always exciting. But there's a couple games that I guess have noted that I really think are going to be awesome. Because of last year, because maybe some of the rookies. But I'll tell you, this is going to be a lot of fun with this game right here. Why am I so excited about this particular game? Because I think the Giant is finally not as relevant as it was. I will never doubt Belichick. Trust me, I've learned my lesson of calling or have picking against the Patriots, and now I like to pick them a lot. But now that Brady's gone, we will see. So, one of my biggest games of this week is going to be Jets and Bills. Well, where the hell did that come from, right? No, you gotta understand this. The Jets, they're a decent offense away from being good. Their gosh dang defense is actually really nice. The offense, they gotta get it together. But my gosh, they had some good pieces this year. They can be pretty potent. And the Bills have been little brother for years, and this year might be it. Now that Brady's out of there, I don't know. I'm not gonna go against Belichick too much here, but my gosh, these two teams, I mean, even the dang Dolphins who play the Patriots that week have a chance. To me, this is an open division now. And realistically, either of these teams have a really good chance. So that first week can just carry a lot of momentum. So I'm really looking forward to that game. And one more game that I'm so excited about. I think Teran already mentioned his, of course, Chargers and Bengals. That's going to be pretty awesome over there in Cincinnati. But another game that I am really, really, really excited for. I know this may seem kind of dumb. Sorry. I can already hear some of you going, wow, out of all these games, you want to pick that game. But you got to hear me out on this one, all right? You got to hear me out. Look, the Broncos are... I mean, they've had better days. The defense is stout. The offense, they're trying to find some things happen. But my gosh, that team always seems to find some kind of a way. Good old John Elway up there, kind of, he finds ways to make a crappy team actually decent. I don't know what he does, he actually really does pull together a decent team. They're playing a Titans team at home on opening night that is going to come rock their freaking socks. The Titans are going to come out and try and smack everybody this year. They feel like they actually have the team to run all the way, and honestly, I do not. After they had last year in a strong offseason with a great draft, this team is going to have a lot of firepower. So that's a great game. And then, of course, last but not least, I got to toot my own horn because I love my Raiders. But we're heading all the way over to their stadium on over to play the Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, I have talked so much about the Panthers this year. In this offseason, Coach Rule, of course, reuniting now with his boy, Mr. Walker at quarterback. Of course, we all know that Bridgewater is actually the starter of what we can all presume. But, really, you have so many storylines here. Of course, they lost Kuechly. They have now gained some great defense. This is an interesting team. I am so excited to see what they're going to do this year. I really think they make a run for the South. Are they going to win it? I don't know, but they're a team to watch. So with that said, let's go ahead and open it up to my peeps here. My bad, took way too long during that, but my gosh, I had to get those things out. So, all right, y'all. Angela, start us off. What are some week 1 games that you really are looking forward to watching?
Yeah, so I am as surprised as it is. I'm excited for the Tampa Bay New Orleans game. I'm ready to see, what Bruce Arians can do with Gronk and Tom Brady, and how the how they mash well with the team. Plus, that matchup against Drew Brees. We always talk about Tom Brady, Drew Brees, as far as a Patriot Saints. But now, as a division rival, I think it's it's a little different, and I think that's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm just looking through the schedule. There's a lot of divisional games starting off week 1, which is very strange to me. But there's a lot of Miami, New England. Miami always fails to New England. Can we get real? I mean, there's a couple of times where New England has lost to the Dolphins, but without Tom Brady. Is this a chance that Miami can actually come out? They got another new quarterback, and how is Miami growing? I think they're in the right direction, but can they still beat Bill Belichick? I think that'll be a fun game to watch. And I hate to say it, but Seattle at Atlanta, I think it's going to be fun. You've got Todd Gurley now in Atlanta. And he kind of knows Seattle from playing versus the Rams. So I think that's going to be interesting to see how he's utilized in Atlanta, and if he's still the same TG3 as he was in LA, coming to the East Coast, being in Atlanta. So I think we've once got a lot of great games going on, but Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Seattle and Atlanta are really the two that stand out to me, besides the Cardinals. But yeah, so I'm excited.
I like that. I like how you brought up, of course, got to have a little Tom Brady in there, got a little Tom in action. Dolphins, could they be one to knock him off?
We all know I don't like Tom Brady. I'm pretty sure everyone knows I'm not a Tom Brady fan at all. But I gotta love my BA. I gotta love Uncle Bruce. So let's see what he can do with him. He's quarterback whisperer, so let's see what he can do.
That's right, of course, diehard Cardinals fan here, so she's gotta have some love for good Bruce Arians. So, Teran, what do you think, man? Some matchups you like in week 1?
So I actually like this matchup, Indianapolis at Jacksonville. That's going to be a really great game. And consider this. Obviously, it's a divisional game, but for the Colts, it could be the debut of Phillip Rivers. It's more than likely going to be the debut of Phillip Rivers unless they want to roll with Jacoby Brissett. And right out the gate, Rivers is playing a team that he actually beat last year on his birthday. And funnily enough, there were more Chargers fans than Jaguars fans. Yes, in a world where the opposing team had more fans than the home team, and their name, and it was the Chargers, which is ironic. But anyway, I'd really like to see Rivers actually end his playing career on a strong note, if you know what I'm saying, considering for those that are living under a rock, he actually has accepted a coaching position at a school in Alabama, and I believe he said this is probably going to be his last year. So if the Chargers don't win the Super Bowl, which is probably logical, I'd like to see the Colts win it. Not just because they're a heralded team, but for Rivers as well. Because honestly, he deserves a chance at a Super Bowl. He's gotten to the divisional championship, but he's never gotten to a Super Bowl. So Colts Jacks is one of my team games to watch in week 1. Another game I could see is probably Cowboys Rams, two teams that finished over 500 but failed to make the playoffs in the NFC. So that also is an interesting game, considering those two will look to get back into the postseason, and those two have a whole different look to them. I mean, it's too early to say, but I think the Cowboys look good, not only in their division, but in their conference as well.
Absolutely, man. And Teran, I mean, I know you already mentioned this, and I know, I'm not stealing your thunder, brother, at all, but I'm going to say, I know you've already mentioned it, so that's probably why you didn't bring it up. But man, I'll tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun to see that game in Cincinnati. Why? Because we have two youngsters going at it, man. I mean, you guys drafted Justin Herbert, of course, out of Oregon. We're going to see Joe Burrow, first round pick, two guys there, two quarterbacks picked in the top 10. Actually, my gosh, it's going to be so neat to see these guys going at it. I mean, both these guys picked not only in the top 10, the top 6. I was going to say top 5, but I forgot the Dolphins picked Tua at 5, and we all know that if it would have went either way, if you guys would have went with, if the Dolphins would have selected Justin Herbert, well, then you guys would have had to. I mean, regardless, we already knew that both those teams needed a quarterback, and no matter how it went, basically, whoever didn't get the first one was going to get the other one. So, I really think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great game to watch as well. So,
I still can. Sorry to cut you off, Larry, but I still think Tyrod Taylor is going to be starting for the Chargers. I've been getting reports saying that Chargers are going to roll with Tyrod and then they'll go from there. But I don't rule out Justin Herbert just yet, so we'll see.
I'm definitely not. I mean, Tyrod Taylor is a great quarterback. He knows, he definitely has more experience. But if Herbert comes out and makes things happen kind of the way that he's expected to, once again, it's an open battle. We're going to see in training camp what happens. But regardless, whoever starts in that game, we already know that we're going to see Burrow, as you mentioned already, in his first game, who's going to be pretty cool. But if we see Herbert, cool. I mean, that'd be the battle of two top 6 picks there. So, all right. So on to week number 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be pretty much the gist of it. We won't get too much more like crazy in depth like this with the rest of the weeks because, as we know, after this, I mean, who knows, y'all? We could have crazy win streaks by week 10. We could have teams that completely fell apart, that teams that we were like, wow, they were supposed to do so much better. So we won't waste our breath too much into talking like, oh, well, I think this could happen. I mean, it's going to be all if, basically, coming out. So we could talk about, winning streaks and all that. But once again, we won't go too much far into, elaborating. We actually only have a little bit over an hour to go here in tonight's show. So let's go ahead and get on in to week number 2, and we're going to start skimming now. So in week number 2, of course, Bengals and Browns, that should be a lot of fun. We got a divisional battle there, AFC North divisional battle happening. But another game, y'all, that I really think is going to be a lot of fun in week number 2. Oh my gosh, this football game is going to be awesome. Why? Because number 1, Angela's team is in it. And number 2, Mike's and Daryl's team is in it. And why is this such a good game? Because the Redskins have the defensive line from hell. I mean, there's no other way to say it, okay? When you have guys like Kerrigan, okay, that's just a sack machine. You have a youngster that was drafted last year in Montez Sweat. Now you have Chase Young. You have a guy by the name of Mr. Deron Payne. I'm just saying, you have lots of talent on the defensive line. They should have a lot of fun this year. And then you have an offensive line of the Cardinals who's actually gotten a lot better, and a quarterback who is going to be running all over the place because he can. Okay? Because he can. This is going to be an interesting game. I am so excited for Redskins at Cardinals in week number 2. We're going to get to see two, developing teams. And this is going to be, of course, Ron Rivera's first year coaching this team, so it's going to be a lot of fun over there in Phoenix. Well, sorry, in Glendale when these two teams go head to head. So that is going to be one, and then the next game that I guess have to highlight. I'm only going to do 2, probably 2 per week. I think is good for me. I want to just kind of stick it there because I don't want to get too crazy. But the next week is going to be a lot of fun with this particular game, and why is it such a good one? Because when I say it, you guys are going to be like, you got to be kidding me. But it's another good football game because this is going to be my kind of score. And you heard it here today on May 13, 2020. If this game is anything but a maybe 21 points combined game, I will be shocked. This is my kind of football game. 2 nasty, stout defenses. I don't care if you have Lamar Jackson under center on one team, and I don't really care if you have Deshaun Watson under center on the other team. Both these defenses are going to rule, okay? They're going to go hard. This is going to be such a good football game because of the amount of defense that is going to be in it, and I'm so gosh dang excited. So, Angela, what do you week 2? What you got?
Oh, week two. There's some picks here. I think Philly's going to be a good game. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Rams at the Eagles. I think just looking at the games, I think an interesting game is going to be the I lost my thing here. The Giants and Bears. I mean, they're two teams that have been kind of quiet, this off season. But let's see, what can they bring to the table? So I think that's going to be a fun game to watch. Giants at Bears. Two random teams, but I think that'll be fun.
Foles at quarterback. Just saying, got Chase Daniels with that beefed up offensive line, or at least some kind of an offensive line now for the first time ever. I think in the last couple of years for the Giants.
Yeah.
So that seems like pretty legit. Teran, what you got for us in week 2?
So a matchup that I could see happening and would be a 1-0 team versus a 1-0 team, and the winner would more than likely would be all alone in first place in its division, and that would be the Chargers and the Chiefs. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but honestly, I can see the Chiefs winning their first game of the season as well as the Chargers, and then that could open the door to some opportunities. But the big question is, can Tyrod Taylor or Justin Herbert rise to the occasion against the Super Bowl champions? That remains to be seen, considering the Chargers have a whole lot of bad luck against the Chiefs more times than not. They only won that previous game back in the 2018 season, considering Rivers decided to go for 2, which was very smart on his part. I think I could see being an interesting one would probably be Patriots-Seahawks. Now, that does sound a little cliche, and the Patriots aren't much different, but I'm still wondering who their quarterback's going to be. I thought they would have gotten Jameis Winston, and I can't believe they haven't gotten Cam Newton yet or some sort of quarterback, but I really want to see how the Patriots stack up against the Seahawks.
That could be a really good game. Also, I'm excited for my gosh dang Raiders, man. That's the first game at home in the Death Star, if you will, okay? It's going to be really fun over Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. This is going to be absolutely awesome. So I'm looking forward to that game there in Las Vegas. And let's see, I mean, we're going to have a very tough Saints team coming on in. So, yeah, Allegiant Stadium is going to be booming that night. Oh my gosh, I wanted to be there for it. I wanted to try and get tickets this year, but I already knew that these tickets are going to be through the roof. It's the first year, so yeah, next year I'll probably go to some games. I don't know about this year, but anyway, with that said, week number 3, y'all. So, great stuff. See, we're keeping good time. I like that. So, week number 3, there's no other way to say it, okay? There's really not. Week 3 has a game in it that is just... It's a playoff preview, and I don't care if the season's young. I really don't. It's Monday Night Football, of course, Chiefs-Ravens, and this game's got to be a good one. Both teams could be 2-0 potentially at this point in the season. We're going to have a very tough Ravens defense, of course, as we know, probably is coming out of a dogfight from the week before, and then a Chiefs team who is going to really challenge that Ravens defense. On the other side of the ball, you have a Ravens offense who's going to also be challenged by that Chiefs defense, but this, to me, is a perfect game to have early on in primetime. That is, like, my game. I cannot wait for that one on Monday Night Football. Of course, this week, by the way, or this season, by the way, so I'll let y'all know, on the IE Sports Radio Mixler account, we are going to have all games live called, including Saturday Night Football with our college. That one's up in the air, but we already know we got our Sunday and Monday nights already figured out, as I will be delivering you Sunday Night Football here on IE Sports Radio, on our Mixler account, and Mr. Teran Rodriguez will be bringing you Monday Night Football. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be calling those games, having a lot of fun doing it, and of course, no copyright, none of that nonsense, because we're not making no money off of it, so I just want to get that disclaimer out there early, but we're going to have a lot of fun calling these games, and just doing what we love to do, having fun talking football and calling sports. So, of course, anybody want to join us for those games, anybody want a special guest with those, well, let us know, we'll add you in, it's going to be a lot of fun, but yeah, that's going to be a good one, Teran. I hope you have a lot of fun with Chiefs-Ravens in week number 3.
I hope so too. And Yeah, that's gonna be really fun, and I'm gonna try not to show I wouldn't call it a distaste for the Chiefs, but as a Chargers fan, you can't really like the Chiefs, but I respect the Chiefs. So
you gotta have all kinds. You gotta have that respect, Aaron.
Obviously, but at the same time, you get these other people that say, "Oh, it's a sin to cheer for this team or to say that, considering you're a fan of this team." So, yeah, it's just my take.
It's all good. Angela, week 3, what you got for us?
You called it. The Chiefs Ravens game is what I've been looking at. That's going to be a fun game. I'm ready to see Mahomes against Lamar. I mean, out of every game up here, that's going to be the fun. I'm excited.
That's going to be the game to watch.
That game is going to be. That's going to be the game of the week. That's it.
I completely agree. Teran, what you got? Absolutely. Sorry there, Angela. Teran, what you got? What you got for us for week 3, man?
So, other than that game, I think the battle for Florida will be a game to watch. The Dolphins versus Jaguars. 2 teams that benefited well from the draft for the most part. Also, Rams-Bills looks quite fascinating as well. The Rams are going to be leaving Southern California to go up to chilly Buffalo, and we'll see how Josh Allen does against Aaron Donald. So that's me.
That could be a good game as well. Some good football games right there. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. So on to week number 4. All right, there is a game that I already am staring at. This has potential. It may not be the best game of the week, but it has definite potential to be one of the better games, depending on how good both quarterbacks play. Now, as we know, your beloved Chargers, Teran, let go of Phillip Rivers after his whole career, basically, in San Diego / Los Angeles. And you have a Bears team who didn't really know what a quarterback was haven't known what a quarterback was for a very long time, and now they have a guy who I think can take them to the promised land. I really think Foles can do it. He did it in Philly, and I'm just saying, I really think he can. He's the spark this offense needed, so I think he'll start, and he might really help these Bears because that defense is nice. So if he can get that offense in gear, man. Colts, of course, with Rivers. They'll be heading on over, not too far away now, still staying in the Midwest, from Indiana on over to Chicago. This is going to be a great football game, I think. Look at that. Even the line is 1 point. I mean, this is going to be a good game. I really think both these guys, you have a gunslinger and an old school vet in this game right now, and then Foles, who not really a journeyman, but he's been on a few teams for his place, and this could be the place where he just ends up staying and does a really good job at. So that's the game that I picked that game out in week 4 to be a good one. Angela, what you got for us in week number 4?
All right, week 4. Let's see. I think Minnesota and Houston will be fun. That'll be a good game. Just to see Minnesota, they've lost a lot of weapons, but they've also gained a lot. So I think Minnesota going down to Houston, that's going to be a good game to watch. I'm hoping to be at the Carolina-Arizona game, so hopefully that'll be a great one as well. But, about a 7-hour drive there. So, but no, I think I'm definitely looking forward to the Minnesota-Houston game.
That is going to be a good football game as well. You have Minnesota coming off of a season they could have been a lot better in. They have steadily declined. That defense has declined the last couple of years. Like, seriously, they. But Houston, of course, we talked about them already being a defensive juggernaut and an offense that has a lot to offer that they can get it in gear. So yeah, I like that game a lot. Teran, what you got for week 4, man?
I hate to do this, but I think one of the noteworthy games for week number 4 would be Chargers-Bucks, considering those 2 teams have really great potential, offensively and defensively. Just offensively. Like, offensively, receiver-wise, the 2 have, really some of the best receivers at wide receiver and at tight end. You look at the Bucs, who have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Rob Gronkowski at tight end, and then for the Chargers, they have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Hunter Henry, and the two have solid quarterbacks. You know, Tom Brady isn't as mobile as he used to be, and then Tyrod Taylor still being solid, you know, if you know what I mean. I think he's going to get a chance to possibly beat out Tom Brady. But the question is, can the Bucs offensive line withstand the Chargers' stingy defense, especially with Joey Bosa? Like, Bosa is going to come guns a-blazing for Tom Brady. So we'll see how it goes. And I don't like picking my team to be one of the games to watch for, but I just think it's a really looking game on paper.
That's actually that's a good pick, Teran. I like that. That's a very good game because, I mean, every reason you said, that seems very, you made that game more intriguing, honestly. And I think that's a very, very good, noteworthy game as well to watch in week number 4. So, on to week number 5. This is going to be something. Damn. Talk about throwing to the freaking wolves. But you know what? Hey, it's the NFL. And it's going to happen, especially if you're a first-round pick, especially if you're a top 5 pick, especially if you're a guy who got put in to a national championship game at halftime and you saved your team, Alabama. Tua Tagovailoa, in week number 5, will be playing probably one of the toughest defenses, if not the toughest, of the entire season. And that is the San Francisco 49ers. This game is going to be nuts because we're going to see we're going to see what he can do. He may be scrambling a lot. He may have a lot of fire on him, or a lot of fire. I just think right now that defense isn't necessarily up to par. Let's be real. And the Niners are probably going to be, trying to end this one early and freaking be showered and have their hoodies on after halftime. The starters, at least. I mean, seriously, like, this game is... It looks like it's a put-away game early. However, we're going to see, y'all. If Tua makes this happen, I mean, I know one man can't do it by himself. I'm just saying, if he can be that spark to make this team a really good team, I think this is a good game to show the Dolphins are for real. You can at least battle these guys and make it a really good football game. That could be a really good game, y'all. So I know it may seem like wow, why would you pick that? Could be a blowout. Honestly, y'all, it might not be. So, Angela, let us know. What is your week 5 game that you think is going to be pretty dang good?
So, I'm going to go traditional. I'm going to go a good old backyard brawl, traditional divisional game. And I'm going with Meg's old New York Giants against Dallas Cowboys. I want to see what the Cowboys have going into Monday Night Football against us. So, what is it special about them? The Giants, because we all know the Giants are starting to slowly step up. They're slowly getting them building blocks to get in the right direction. So I'm going with the old school, Giants and Cowboys. That's my game of the week right there.
That's a good football game. I like that football game. I really do. That's a good game right there. That seems like it could be a very good game. By the way, in the chat room here, we got Marcus Loves Great. Here to give you what you want. Here to give you what you need. That's our boy, made a great show last night. That was a lot of fun. So, big ups and thank you to Mr. Marcus Loves Great. We're jumping in the chat room. Of course, he is the host, founder and host of Gloves Off, our Gloves Off boxing podcast, and Combat Sports, talking every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. Great show. He says, and he, of course, is a diehard Niners fan. He got here just the right time. He says, came in just in time to talk about those Niners. Tua, LMAO, rookie. He's going to get introduced to NFL defenses real quick. Hey, I can't. That's why I picked that game, because that's a gosh damn fight. Like, if you're going to show anything early on in your rookie career, if you want to wow everybody, that's the freaking game to do it in. I'm just saying. So, yeah, with that said, Teran, what you got for us, buddy?
So, you're going to love my pick for matchup of the week in week 5, or noteworthy matchup, Raiders at Chiefs. And for good reason why is because it's a divisional game. That's the main reason. Second reason is the Raiders have drastically improved, but however, statistically, Derek Carr has not performed well up in Arrowhead. No offense, Larry, and I hate to trigger all the Carr stands, but this could be Derek Carr's chance to possibly wreak havoc up in Arrowhead. I'd like to see him finally shed that label of he has never won in Arrowhead. Another noteworthy matchup would probably be Bengals-Ravens. That may sound a little far-fetched at first, but we'll see if Joe Burrow can go into Baltimore and reignite the rivalry with the Ravens. I could still see the Ravens defense swarming him like a bunch of killer bees, or in this case, ravens. But I'd like to see. I remember you saying it's time for these AFC North rivalries to get reignited.
And boy, that would be fun. So yeah, y'all, that is good stuff. I like that, Teran. Great, nice work, buddy. That's a pretty damn good game right there. And look, I'm not gonna be that cat to be like, oh yeah, my team. But realistically, y'all, if that game is anything of what I think it can be, my gosh, this can be an indicator for the West this year. I'm not counting out the Chargers, and I'm not counting out the Broncos, but of course, I'm a Raider fan, but we've made some good moves to at least be relevant, and we know damn well the Chiefs aren't giving that thing away. So let's be real, y'all. This could really mean a lot. This game could mean a lot in the division. It can be very, very, very tough, nasty, and this could be a downright fight. And I really hope it is. This is gonna be a good football game, and we're gonna see what goes down in this game. So thanks, Teran. That's a good game to talk about there. On to week number 6. Okay. Division rivalries are just fun, aren't they? I mean, you got Angela here with her team on Monday night. It's not a divisional rivalry, but man, that Monday football game is going to be good. Cardinals at Cowboys. We're going to see what the Cardinals are made of in that game, I can tell you right now. But a team that we're going to see who's made of what, I think, is going to be Texans at Titans. My gosh, this looks like so much fun. The Texans, that could actually be pretty favorable at this point in the season. The Titans, like I told you, this year they're on a tear. They want blood. Like, this team, they were so close last year they could taste it. They have a damn good defense. That offense is just getting better. Vrabel is the guy, man. He is just the dude at the wheel that is like taking this team to where they want to go. This game is going to be a freaking it could be a barn burner. I mean, seriously, and it could even be a defensive barn burner, which is going to be even better. But on Sunday, October 18th, we have the Texans taking on the Titans in week number 6. That is going to be my game to watch for week 6 because of everything I just stated. And on top of that, oh yeah, it's freaking rivalry. Let's just make it that much better. Angela, what you got for us in week number 6 of the NFL?
So of course I have my Cardinals, Cowboys. But other than that, for Sunday, I'm looking at the Cincinnati, Indiana game. I think that coming in, playing the old guy, and Phillip Rivers, don't get me wrong, I love Phillip Rivers. He is a pack through and through. He is an NC State boy. But I'm excited about that game. Hopefully by then you'll have enough momentum, Cincinnati. You'll be able to see kind of where they are and how they're clicking with their newbies. But I think Cincinnati, Indiana, that should be a good game.
That should be pretty damn good. So what do we got here, Teran? Week number 6.
So I've got quite a few games that are noteworthy. First, so some quick hits. Jets and Chargers will be good. I hate to pick my team, but for Sam Darnold, the quarterback of the Jets, it's going to be a nice little homecoming as he's going to return to California. So expect SoFi Stadium to actually be filled with St. Clementians and of USC fans. So that's the first game of the week. The number 2 game would probably be Rams 49ers because that's a divisional game, and we'll see if the Niners or if the Rams can actually survive against the Niners. And then the number 3 game would probably be the Battle of the Birds, Ravens versus Eagles, which pits two solid defenses and one offense against a high-powered offense. On paper, that looks like the Ravens will win that one, but the Eagles are a very frisky team. They win games where they're not supposed to win, so we'll see how it goes, though.
That could be quite the battle, y'all. So, we're going to do take ourselves a short little break, and when we get back, I think we actually have a caller trying to get through right now. This is going to be fun. I am looking forward to this. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to our very special NFL schedule release edition of 3 and Out right here at IE Sports Radio on IE Sports Radio 6-year anniversary week. Be ready, y'all. It's going to be a good one. Go grab the goodies. Go to the fridge. Get something delicious. Because we're coming right back at you. Once again, you're listening to IE Sports Radio, the place where you come to hear everything y'all need to know about the thing we love the most, or at least some of the things we love the most. Just saying, not all, but, a big part of it, sports. That's right, y'all. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. We will catch y'all then. Once again, don't be a part of this. Show us some love, y'all. Call us in, 951-374-05IE. Once again, that's 951-374-0543. You already know what to do. We'll catch you after this break.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy white tea. They're coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Wrestling fans in the podcast world, you are in the right place to listen to the right show, the premier show in the professional wrestling podcasting world. This is Ring Rambling Radio, and you are listening to one of the co-hosts. I am Martin Sandoval, a.k.a. the SoCal Saint, along with my two co-hosts, the lovely Felicia and my boy Matt. Yes, every Saturday or every other Saturday morning, you can listen to us, the premier wrestling team, giving you the premier wrestling news, rumors, updates, event discussions, everything that has to do with professional wrestling. You're in the right place. IE Sports Radio presents Ring Rambling Radio. Don't miss it, because it's just too sweet.
Good day, folks. Yours truly, Nico Green here, reminding you, tune in to the Neutral Zone Hockey Talk Radio Show
Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. Proudly brought to you by IE Sports Radio. It's the Neutral Zone. All hockey, all the time. Take care. See you soon.
My NBA college basketball fans out there, tired of hearing about just the dramatic stuff in the basketball world, tired of hearing about what such and such reward tonight and not about the game? Hey, leave all of that alone, because on Wednesday nights I got this show called Fast Break with Phil Jones here on the IE Sports Radio. And all we talk about is straight basketball, from where it comes down to the NBA, the NCAA, and even the WNBA. I don't discriminate. I give all my NBA, my basketball, whatever you want with sports, to the slam dunks, to the three-pointers, to the teardrops, to the game winners. I'm there. I'm speaking about it. I have a debate. I have my panel. I got a squad that rolls in, and we're going to be talking mad sports. We're going to be talking about the Lakers. We're going to be talking about even the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to be talking about who's the top team out there in the NBA. So, tired all the drama. Tired all the... What did he wear today? What kind of shoes he had? Forget all that. Just come over. Fast Break with Phil Jones here on IE Sports Radio every Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time, y'all. So, yo, tune in.
Were you listening to a great game on USRN, but then the Wi-Fi crashed in the final seconds? Or do you simply want to listen to the best calls we here at USRN have to offer? Well, then you need to go check out our Audio Boom page. It holds a collection of our best calls that you don't want to miss. How do I get there, you ask? You can download the Audio Boom app and look up Ultimate Sports Radio, or simply go to audiobook.com/Ultimate Sports Radio. And as always, thanks for listening and making USRN one of the most talked about sports networks on Mixler.com.
From the home plate to the nets, the end zone to the finish line, here nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. Not what it seems, with your host Caitlin Seam, bringing you sports like you've never heard before. Catch me Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on IE Sports Radio. The only question is, are you ready?
Welcome to the Soccer Scoreboard Show with your host, Gabriel Montoya. This is the show for soccer, football fans, or whatever you call the beautiful game. Every week, I tackle the latest and greatest news from around the soccer world. From the English Premier League, to the World Cup, to MLS, Liga MX, and more. You can listen to the Soccer Scoreboard Show and our lineup of fantastic guests every Friday at noon here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Attention, all sports fans! If you're someone who wakes up each morning with lists of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there.
Welcome back, football fans. All right, y'all. So, my apologies. That was freaking nuts. We had a little issue with the phone line, and I am so bummed that we won't be able to add anybody tonight, unfortunately. But first time using this call line, and unfortunately, we don't have everything all worked out just yet, which is a total bummer. But I think we can still work it out. It'll be okay for Friday. But see, I'm glad we did this right now. It's like a tester for Friday. So this actually seems pretty legit, and we should be able to, have everything worked out for Friday. So my apologies, y'all. If everything too, I'll try to keep this thing going on and try and fix it by the time this show's over as well. So hopefully we had our boy Phil Robinson III calling in. Unfortunately, we couldn't add him in because I don't know what happened. So we're going to keep on trying this thing. We're going to keep it up with the schedule, y'all. We are now into week 7 of the 2020 NFL schedule. So week number 7, this is going to be short and sweet for me, because there's really only one game this week that I think is going to be absolutely incredible. The other games are good, okay? But seriously, y'all, depending on how both these teams are doing, I know it's a long shot, it's a woulda, coulda, shoulda, it's a kind of a woulda, coulda, I don't know, shoulda, but if the Panthers are as big and bad as I say they are, they're going to be going into the Dome on week 7 to play the Saints. That game is going to be electric. Oh my gosh. Depending on how both teams are doing at that point in the season, getting near the midpoint, that game is going to be awesome. So that's my one game that I really got to pick out for week number 7. But let's see what's going on with my colleagues here. Angela, what do you think for week number 7?
I'm looking forward to Pittsburgh going into Baltimore. They used to be like the ultimate rivalry game, but I feel like because Pittsburgh has slowly started declining, I think they're going to be strong, and I think it's going to be a good game going into Baltimore. So I'm looking forward to Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
That should be a good football game. Teran, what you got?
So the few games I'm interested in are 49ers at Patriots, considering it's going to be a homecoming for Jimmy G. Bills at Jets is noteworthy because divisional game reasons. Packers at Texans also looks good. Bucks at Raiders is the Sunday night game. And the game, I hate to pick my team again, but Chargers at Dolphins looks good as well. It seems like the Chargers and Dolphins play each other every year. It's crazy, man. And this could be Tua versus Herbert, but I think Tua's going to get to see more of the field than Herbert does. But it would be cool. I mean, to me, I'd like for the Chargers to win that one, considering the Chargers would have probably drafted Tua, and the inner fan in me really wants the Chargers to beat the Dolphins by a lot to a little.
That could be interesting. Plenty of good games there actually in Week 7. So thank you to my colleagues. Week number 8. This is gonna be good. I like week number. We have a lot of good football games. Week number 8. Falcons at Panthers on Thursday night could be an actual potential very good game, depending on once again how good the Panthers are doing. Then we actually have Saints and Bears. Earlier, Angela brought up the Bears, and personally, I think they may have a really good season, depending on how well they do with Foles. Of course, the Saints involved. There's not much more to say about that. We have another divisional rivalry here on Sunday Night Football. I'll be bringing you this one, Cowboys and Eagles. That's going to be a lot of fun on November 1st. My gosh, look at that. We're a ways away. Those are all very good games. But this is a game that I really want to see a lot is the Vikings and Packers. Why? Because the Vikings, like I said, the defense has been really sad the last couple of years, and they're about due to show us something good here. The Packers, as we all know, well, it's Rodgers' team. And personally, it's just like when he plays, they're on. When he doesn't, they're just off. So overall, this should be a quite nasty matchup, really, because it's a conference, it's a division matchup right here. And on top of that, you have two teams who could, I don't know, the NFC North is so weird. I mean, the Lions, I don't know if they're going to be a front runner at all this year. The Bears, they could not. But if I have to pick two teams that the division is going to be come down to, it's probably going to be the Packers and the Vikings, and this right here is going to be one of their two battles, and it's going to be in Lambeau, and that of course is always a great game. So I guess that's probably going to be the game of the week. Niners and Seahawks has potential as well, but I'm going too far now. So Angela, week number 8, what you got?
I have Minnesota Green Bay as well, but I also have Tampa Bay at the Giants. I think that's always, the Giants against Tom Brady is always good, especially with the whole Eli beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, but the Giants no longer have an Eli. Will that still continue? Can the Giants come back and beat Tampa Bay at the Meadowlands? I don't know. We'll see. But Tampa Bay at the Giants and Minnesota at Green Bay, I think those are going to be those are my two for the week.
I like that. Good football games out there. Teran, what you got for week number 8?
Yeah, I was also going to say the Seahawks and Niners, considering both those two teams actually, fun fact, both those two teams actually, when they face each other, they actually got primetime games. One on Monday night and then the other on Sunday night. So that matchup, there were other similar matchups that got put on primetime last year twice, but that's kind of your little tidbit of the day. I'm also interested to see how the Rams will do against the Dolphins. One LA team goes up to Miami while the other is going to in week 7, and while the other is going to be coming in on week 8, and I'll be fascinated to see if Tua Tagovailoa can outrun that Rams defense. I mean, the Rams defense is stout, but Aaron Donald is a beast. But we'll see if Tua or Fitzpatrick or Rosen can get past Donald.
That will be a very good game. All right, so into week number 9. We're now in the second half of the season. I love it. We're rolling here, so we'll be here for about, the next 20 minutes or so around there. But I'm loving it. Great pace. Thank you to everybody tuning in, by the way. Big ups to Marcus. Looks great in the chat room, as well as Mr. Mike Pat. So big shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Let's go ahead and continue on to week number 9, while I continue to try my best to figure out what the hell's wrong with Skype, because I'm trying to add more people and it's not working and it's frustrating, so my apologies. But let's get on into week number 8 and talk a little about this game. Teran, it's not a primetime game, but you already know, man. Raiders and Chargers is set to be a good football game. That's not the game of the week for me, but I do think that's going to be, it should be a great game. That's always a fun game, so it's worth the mention. But the game that I think is going to be really like, yes, this is going to be a freaking battle. It's got to be, for me, has to be. And there are some honorable mentions. I'll get to those honorable mentions real quick. Texans-Jaguars could be a pretty good game. Steelers-Cowboys, I mean, that rivalry is old school, but I don't know. Could not be. On top of that, we do have Seahawks and Bills, which I think is going to be a very good game. That could be one of the biggest, underrated games going into this season. But, of course, the big one is Thursday Night Football. You already know it. Packers taking on the Niners. I mean, I don't really see a game bigger than this. I don't. There's some good games in here, but man, that's a good game. I mean, you have Rodgers, as I mentioned earlier, and his boys. With this, their defense is getting stouter. They're getting more talent in them, more youth, and those dang Niners, man. This team right here, they're on a mission. They smelt it. They were so close. They were in the big dance, and unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. They already know they might see the Packers again in the playoffs. This could be the NFC Championship. We don't know. But I'll tell you what, this game is going to be a damn battle. So that's my game of the week for week number 9. What you got, Angela?
Larry, do you sit there and read my mind before you start talking?
Sometimes.
I just want to know that.
Sometimes I do.
No, because I'm so excited for Green Bay and San Francisco. I really think Green Bay, San Francisco, Houston, Jacksonville. My 2 games for this week. Been sitting here looking at it while Teran was talking about week 8, and I was like, yay. And I started going to week 9, and I was like, Green Bay, San Francisco, Houston, Jacksonville. And Larry, you're over here. Green Bay, San Francisco, the game. Yes, that is going to be the game of the week. I mean, starting the week off with those 2 is just, the rest of the week might as well just be whatever it is. Green Bay, San Francisco is going to be the game of the week.
I agree.
Hands down, game of the week.
I couldn't agree more. Teran, are you going to third that, or what you got for us?
Yeah, that's one of the noteworthy games, considering those. It seems like those 2 are always in primetime when they face one another, whether it's the regular season or the postseason. Another noteworthy game would probably be Seahawks-Bills, because those 2 teams are, what's the word to describe them as? Probably in the middle. They're borderline good, honestly. And another noteworthy matchup, Ravens-Colts. And because 2 really good offenses, and I'm really looking forward to that Raiders-Chargers game, considering rivalry, and the Raiders will finally get to make their way back to California.
That would be nice. Mike in the chat room says the game of the week every week is any game containing the Redskins, because you don't know who is going to show up. That's about as real fan talk as you can possibly get. I mean, he's absolutely right. The Redskins, we don't know. But that's about all of our teams. But seriously, they are really a mixed bag right now. We don't know what the hell we're going to get with the Redskins. So they're going to... Who are they taking on that week? The Redskins got... Oh, they got the Giants. At home, too. In Landover. That should be a pretty good game. Hopefully that is a good game. That'd be neat. That'd be a good game to see. So week number 10. 7 weeks left. Let's get on with week number 10, y'all. So, first things first... You can't go anywhere without talking about the Seahawks and Rams. That's just a fun division game every time they play. But I would have to say that is just an honorable mention, because 2 weeks in a row, I'm going to go with the Thursday night game. You have the Colts. You have old school Phillip Rivers, which has still got a damn arm. Maybe just a change of scenery was all he needed, because they had a pretty decent defense. Not the best, but a decent defense. And the Titans, as I mentioned earlier, I could say it again, they are going to be on a tear this year. It's a division rivalry. It's on Thursday night, primetime. I mean, I just see this game once again being that game to watch in week number 10. So, Angela, what you got?
Well, for the second week in a row, I'm going San Francisco, New Orleans. I think Jimmy D against, oh my God, Drew Brees. I can't talk over here. I think that's going to be a good game. San Francisco going into New Orleans. I'm excited about that one. So that's my game of the week. Is going to be San Francisco at New Orleans.
That is that's a better pick than my pick. I like that. Good job, Angela. All right, what you got for us, Teran?
So my pick is going to be out of the blue, but I'm going to say Redskins-Lions. Now, that does sound a little far-fetched, a lot far-fetched, honestly, but these are two teams that, obviously didn't do well last year, but now they have two young teams, and their defenses look like they've improved, so I think that might be a little noteworthy. Could it have playoff implications? We'll see. And Mike Pat in the chat room just said, "Woot!" And to add to that, Colts, you talking about the Colts also have a very good offensive line, so Rivers will have more time to throw in the pocket.
I'm telling you, that's going to be a good football game. That's going to be fun. Week number 11, okay. Time to be a homer, but golly, y'all, you cannot not say that you don't think Chiefs at Raiders in the Death Star is going to be a freaking battle. I already see a game that I think Angela's going to go with, because I would pick that game too if it wouldn't be for my Raiders, but my gosh, this game is going to be good. It's going to be electric. I'm actually going to be taking on Chris Kern, by the way, longtime IE Sports Radio listener. I'm talking about like old school. Like I'm talking about like in the first year, like when Angela became a listener, before she became a fan, and before she became a part of us. Okay, but yeah, this is going to be awesome. I really do think that this game could probably, if the Raiders don't pull a Raiders and fall apart, and the Chiefs, we already know the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs. I mean, I hope they don't fall apart either, but this really could be potentially maybe a preview for the division. It could really be a chance that we can see these two going head-to-head for that top spot. I don't want to say a playoff battle just yet, because I still don't know if the Raiders are that team, but damn it, that's going to be a good game. So, Angela, are you picking the team? Are you picking the game that I think you're going to pick? And if not, let me know what you got.
Of course I'm going to pick my guys. Thursday Night Football in CenturyLink. Is there anything else? Of course, a good old fashioned Arizona in Seattle. Now, I do want to know the Arizona in Seattle. I'm very disappointed because this is in November. We have always played in Seattle December. 90% of the time is in around Christmas. And I've always gotten in trouble for wearing my jersey to Christmas Eve service or Christmas Day or what have it. So I'm a little disappointed that this game is early in the season, but I'm going to do it. Arizona at Seattle. The other game I'm looking forward to, call me crazy, Tennessee at Baltimore. Those are my two. That's
actually a really good game, Angela. Tennessee, they are on that warpath this year. And Baltimore is not laying down for anybody. I think we all know that. So that's actually a very good pick. Hopefully they wouldn't step on Teran's toes there with any games that he wanted to pick. But I got to jump in the chat room real quick because Mike is having fun. He says, yeah, Larry, that one is going to be a battle to see how quickly the Chiefs can score 50 points. Thank you, Mike, for your faith in my Raiders. For the first time, I want to have faith in my Raiders. And Matt's like, no, sorry, dude. Sorry. He said, pew, pew, shots fired. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. Teran, what you got for week number 11?
So that Titans-Ravens matchup that Angela just mentioned, that's actually going to be a rematch of the AFC divisional round. And I definitely could see the Ravens coming into that one and basically being all business. And I feel the Ravens underestimated the Titans in that AFC divisional matchup as well. I hate to say this, but I also think Chargers-Broncos will be noteworthy. And there are going to be two AFC West matchups this week. that could possibly decide the division, or it could possibly make or break a team. But Chargers-Broncos will be quite interesting, considering, the Chargers have to play up in the cold, and they have not seen the Broncos yet. So, honestly, and the Broncos have improved as well as the Chargers for the most part. And it's also going to be Chris Harris's homecoming as well. Cornerback Chris Harris's homecoming when he gets to see his former team. So that's just me.
Actually could be a very good game, Darren. Good stuff there. So, next up into week number 12, it's Thanksgiving week. That's going to be a fun week. We may have two. Whoopsie, I'm over here throwing stuff around. My bad. Personally, I think this is going to be a week where we might have to have 2 3-and-outs because we're going to have freaking 5 primetime face-offs for this week. So, yeah, I might have to be a really long 3-and-out. But, man, this is going to be good. We have Texans taking on the Lions on Thanksgiving morning. Or afternoon, depending on where you live in the country. Then you have the Redskins taking on the Cowboys. Of course, that's going to be another great game. And this time, we always have a Cowboys and a Lions game on Thanksgiving. Well, the cool part about this is this year, we actually get a division rivalry game for the Cowboys in AT&T Stadium, and this is going to be really good. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see these two teams go at it. And on top of that, we have Ravens at Steelers. Why freaking not? That's the day where we splurge and just eat, screw the diets, and enjoy something delicious. Well, we're going to have a nice, delicious game to be watching for, depending on, once again, what time you eat on Thanksgiving. If you're having Thanksgiving dinner, or even Thanksgiving dessert, or just hanging out with the family in a food coma afterwards, this game, I hope you save room for dessert because it's going to be sweet. This is going to be a gosh damn battle, and y'all, I can't go any further. I see the games. There's a lot of good games, but I seriously can't go further than that Ravens-Steelers game in week number 12 on Thanksgiving night. That is my game to watch. That's going to be a freaking battle. I'm so excited for that one. Angela, what you got?
All right. As a tradition, it's all on Thanksgiving. It's always to watch the Cowboys. Hate to say it, my dad's a Cowboys fan, so I'm going Washington Cowboys, Washington, Dallas. But on Sunday, Chiefs, Tampa Bay.
Oh,
that's going to be my game. I understand my Cardinals are playing at whatever. I don't care. Chiefs, Tampa Bay. Game I'm going to be watching, hands down.
That's a great football game. That is going to be a lot of fun. Teran, can you top that?
Probably if I had to say, I'd probably go with the oldest rivalry in the NFL, Bears-Packers, considering those two teams don't like each other, and it could be a potential matchup for the division championship. That's just me, though, but I think that'll be an interesting game, and I'll be tuning in to see if I'll be able to sing No Bears No for all of the Packers fans, because we do have this Packers fan who's also a Cubs fan who likes my little pun of No Bears No. I think his name is like Brandon something, but I definitely agree with that Chiefs-Buccaneers matchup, considering that's going to probably be a game to watch if you're a fan of points.
You're a cold dude, Teran. Explain. But I feel you, man. That's good stuff. And all right, so good stuff there Thanksgiving week. I will be bringing you that game, by the way. Bears at Packers on Sunday night. Should be quite the game there. Of course, we'll have that for you on IE Sports Radio. And that Monday night should be a pretty good game as well. Teran will be bringing you Seahawks at Eagles. So that should be quite the game. So next up here, week 13. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go to the chat. I saw we had a chat real fast. Good old Mike says, great. We get to lose on Thanksgiving Day. Sweet. Redskins.
Even though he spelled sweat.
Oh, that is great. That was great. Yeah, he spelled sweat. Who cares? That was pretty funny. He did spell sweat. That was pretty funny. But y'all, that cracks me up. So let's get on over now into week 13. Getting close to the end here, y'all. So bear with us. We're having fun. So let's go on into week number 13. This should be a freaking game. I don't know if you guys see it, but I do. This game, I hope it is a damn battle. I really hope every bit of this game is as good as it should be, because you have the best offensive line in the entire freaking NFL, in my opinion, and, you know, somewhat of a decent defense, taking on the nastiest goddamn defense, I think, or one of the nastiest in the NFL. Yet another Thursday night. Whoever gets the Thursday night games for IE Sports Radio is going to have a lot of fun. There's some great Thursday night games. Cowboys at Ravens. Can the freaking Cowboys prove something? Can McCarthy show that, you know, I mean, I'm saying, this is, the Cowboys are ready to rock and roll. There's no rebuilding here. The Cowboys have probably one of the best rosters in the entire NFL. Why they win, well, or why they don't win or go to the playoffs, or, well, they do, but why they don't have any Super Bowls, I think they had a coaching issue, and now they got McCarthy in there, and I think that's going to be, you know, it was a good move. But still, this is going to be handed to these guys, and the Ravens are going to be nasty. They are going to be playing at home. This is going to be a great football game. I mean, if the Cowboys, by this point in the season, if the Cowboys happen to win this game, the Cowboys could really be making a big statement with winning this one. The Ravens, though, they're going to be defending their house. Ravens flock, y'all. That's a tough team. So that is my game for week number 13. Angela, who you got?
All right, week 13. Looking at the schedule, let's see. I think Jacksonville, Minnesota is going to be a good game. That's going to be just a very random game, but I think it's going to be a good game. I really think I like that one. Also, Philly at Green Bay. They're both used to being in the cold, but the first week of December in Green Bay, potential. I don't know if Philly can pull it out. So I have Philly, Green Bay, and I also have Detroit at Chicago. I said Jacksonville, Minnesota, but whatever, you know.
That's actually a really good game. I enjoy that. That should be a freaking battle itself. So yeah, actually there's a couple good games that you named off. I love what Mike says in the chat room, by the way. Sweet sweat, doesn't matter, we're still losing. So okay, that makes sense. But realistically, good stuff there. So what we got, Teran?
I can't believe anyone hasn't named this matchup as a noteworthy matchup. Bengals-Dolphins. Last year, the two teams had what someone called a tank bowl. Now they could be potentially improved. And we get to see Tua versus Burrow again, possibly, considering those two played in the SEC against one another. So that is a noteworthy matchup. And I can also see Raiders-Jets being another noteworthy matchup, considering the Bears are going to have to play in the cold, and who knows? Maybe they can get revenge over the Jets after they lost in humiliating fashion last year. Sorry to bring that up, Larry.
No, absolutely destroyed. I would love to get revenge on those guys, trust me. Week number 14. There is a game in this week that looks like a complete dud from this distance. But when we get there, by the time we get there, it could be absolutely spectacular. Could be, don't know if it is, but absolutely has potential, at least from a far distance, of being a really good football game. I'm going right back to the Texans, because once again, I think the Texans are going to be the team to beat in the South this year. That's still an open division. Actually, I'm going to say Titans are the team to beat, but it's going to be close. Now, this game is going to be a battle. They're going to be in Soldier Field, taking on the Bears. And once again, depending on how good the Bears are depending on if Nick Foles really gets things into gear, I'm telling you guys, they're a quarterback away from being an extremely good team. This game right here could deliver so much action. I am ready for this, so I hope we get a good game there. So that's my Week 14 game of the week. Angela, what you got for us in Week 14?
All right, Week 14 game. I'm going for it. Pittsburgh at Buffalo.
Ooh.
Sunday Night Football. Yes. I went there. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. I think it's going to be a good game.
I'll be calling that one. That's look at that. This one there, Buffalo's only favored by 2.5 points. That could potentially be a really close game. Maybe a wild card matchup. Just saying, that looks like it could be pretty damn good. I like that. Good pick there, Angela. All right, who you got, Teran? Who you got for us, man?
So a couple noteworthy matchups. Colts at Raiders, considering it's going to be Phillip Rivers against the Raiders, just like his good old days back in Los Angeles/San Diego. Another noteworthy matchup would probably be, drum roll, just kidding, no drum roll, the Cardinals at Giants. Now you're wondering why, but the true and obvious reason is it's going to be Angela's team, the Cardinals, versus Meg's team, the Giants. And those two are both a part of our PR department.
You know what? We got to make a special of that one. We're going to have some fun with that game. Because I'm telling you, the last time we had our PR meeting about 2 weeks ago, that was so much fun because we brought that game up. And it was hilarious because that day in the group chat, Angela and Meg were literally like ripping on their own teams, as in saying like, "Oh, don't worry, your team's probably going to beat mine because mine sucks." Like, it was hilarious the last time they played. And I forgot who won that game. Did you guys win, Angela?
I think we did.
I
think we barely pulled it out. I think we came back from behind maybe and barely pulled it out. It was something weird. That was when all of our teams are terrible, okay? That's what we came to determine. We've come to determine all the PR teams are terrible.
It's true.
But we're going in the right direction, okay? That's our new motto. We're going to go in the right direction.
That's so sad, but it's true.
I'm hoping to be at that Giants Cardinals game. It's about a 12-hour drive, so I'm hoping to be there, but we'll see.
Oh,
we'll see.
Bless your heart. That is
gonna be cold.
Yeah, that's a drive and it's cold. But if you pull that off, if you actually that happen, that'd be cool. So, alrighty. So I like that. Good stuff there. So on to week number 15. Teran, look, man, let's just, there's no way we can't be homers in this week. We have to be. There's some good football games. Some really good football games. Niners at Cowboys, I'm going to love to call that one on Sunday night. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then we have Texans at Colts. That's going to be another good game. But my gosh, the game that I'm just all over. We're going to have a freaking primetime face-off for this one, Teran. You versus me, man. It's going to be your Chargers in Las Vegas taking on my Raiders in a brand new Allegiant Stadium. To me, I just feel like the electricity is going to be focused on this one game here. I'm telling you, whoever gets Thursday night is going to have fun. This is going to be a battle. So what you got for us, Angela? What you think? Week number 15.
Okay, week 15. I definitely have San Francisco and Dallas. Depending on how Dallas is going, because we all know Dallas sometimes, I think they just flip a coin. If it's heads, they win. If it's tails, they lose, and they don't really know what they're doing. But I think San Francisco and Dallas will be a good game. The other game I'm looking forward to is the Battle of the Bird Gang, because Philly thinks they're the Bird Gang, but we all know that Arizona is definitely the true Bird Gang. Every time we play Philly is always a fight. So I'm definitely looking forward to this Arizona-Philly game. So I got Philly at Arizona, San Fran at Dallas.
Good football games. Oh, some good ones right there. I like your taste in football, Angela. Teran, what you got?
So my football games, first and foremost, will be, as obviously, Chargers-Raiders, considering it's a divisional matchup, and it's going to be my team versus your team. I really am looking forward to that primetime face-off. And depending on what else could happen, whether it's like fantasy football or any of our other teams facing one another, that could be another Larry versus Teran rivalry outside of the NFL. But another noteworthy matchup would be Jets-Rams, considering it's going to be another Sam Darnold homecoming as he's going to make his return to California. I wouldn't be surprised if there were more Jets fans than Rams fans at SoFi. Yes, call me cold, but it's the truth. Texans-Colts looks pretty good on paper, as well as Patriots-Dolphins. Could possibly be a game where Dolphins or Patriots could try to make one final push for the AFC East or the AFC wild card.
Good football games all around, y'all. I think those...
And Chiefs Saints as well.
That could be a good game, too.
Potential Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That could really... That's a good one, Jaron. Good pick. Sorry for cutting you off, but that's a good pick right there. So, week number 16. All right. So, would everybody just boo me if I went ahead and said that my game of the week is going to be a game that I want to be calling? I mean, come on now. I know. But seriously, I think that this is probably the best game that week. We have some very good ones, as I keep on saying, throughout all the weeks. But the game that stands out to me the absolute most is that Sunday night matchup. We have the Titans, as I mentioned earlier. They are on a tear. This team is going to be trying to annihilate everybody, but a team that they may hit a roadblock with this one. And because it's going to be freaking freezing. Okay. We're at the end of December. Okay. In Lambeau. Yeah. Titans aren't necessarily, it's not that cold over there. Okay. It's not that cold in good old Tennessee. It's cold. It's definitely not as cold as it is up north. And I'll tell you, those Packers will be ready for them. This should be really fun because I don't expect to see a complete offensive game. I think we're going to see a really good battle in this one. We could have like a mid-20s type of game. I doubt it even gets into the 30s, though, or into the 40s, because realistically, these offenses they're strong, but these defenses, I think, are both maybe not better, but damn it, they're good. So we're going to see a good balance of both in this game. This one just sticks out to me so much, y'all. So I think that's going to be my game of the week, definitely, for week number 16. Who you got, Angela?
So I have, on Christmas Day, Minnesota at New Orleans. I think that's going to be a good rematch from the playoff game where it was New Orleans at Minnesota. So I have Minnesota at New Orleans. And I also have a call me crazy, but Cincinnati at Houston. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Cincinnati can do, what they do so late in this season with a rookie quarterback. So I have Minnesota at New Orleans and then Cincinnati at Houston.
Both very good games. I like those. That Christmas Day game is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's cool because we usually have a Saturday night football game on this game, and it's usually Thursday night. It's Thursday night football on a Saturday, but this time, since it's Christmas, I think it's just cool they did that. They just moved to Friday instead, since Christmas falls on Friday. So that should be a really good game as well. So I like that. Teran, what you got?
So, I'm surprised you two haven't looked at this game, Bills at Patriots. Now, theoretically, this used to be more times than not an easy win for the Patriots, but with Brady gone and the Bills having improved, this could be the Bills' chance to break through. In addition to that, this game could also decide the AFC East. And another noteworthy game could also be Colts Steelers, as that could also prove to have AFC wildcard implications. And then there's also 49ers Cardinals, Broncos Chargers, and Rams Seahawks in terms of divisional purposes.
I like that. Good stuff there. Good games picked, y'all. So now we're on to the final week, week 17. We're just about to wrap it up here. A couple more minutes, and we'll be out of here for the night. But man, this has been a fun show. Week 17. It's happening on Sunday, January 3rd. All the games are played at once. Thursday Night Football has concluded. The last Thursday Night Football broadcast, which will be on a Friday, which usually is on a Saturday, but it'll be on a Friday for Christmas Day. That'll have concluded. The last Monday Night Football will have also concluded on Monday night in Week 16, as Teran said, for Bills and Patriots. Again, that he'll be calling this year on iSports Radio, on our Mixler account. And on to week number 17. Of course, we don't have a Sunday Night Football just yet. I'll be calling that game. Teran, you probably want to join me for that one. Everybody, shoot, Angela, join us. I mean, that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, we're going to have a lot of fun for that game, whichever one gets flexed. But if I got to say right now, a game that is just going to be, no matter what, flex or not, I mean, I don't think it'll be flexed because, well, you know what? I'm going to go with that. A possibility of a flex game that were two teams that were almost there, but, have a chance to get there, are going to go head-to-head. I'm going to go... Oh, this is tough. I gotta love all these rivalries, these division rivalries here. I'm gonna say the game that has both teams on the bubble Gosh dang it. I'm going to go with the Titans and the Texans again. Once again, y'all, the AFC South is so wide open. I've been saying Texans, Titans all freaking show long. It's only right if I give it to Titans at Texans to be flexed to where that will probably be for the division. It literally might come down to this for the AFC South, and this will have playoff implications all over it because one of them is going wild card at that point, and one of them is going to be, well, actually, they both might be going to the wild card, depending on how well the other AFC teams do. But this could mean a first round bye. This could mean I'll see you next week. It could be a repeat in the wild card, depending on who wins and who loses. I'm just saying, this could be really good. So, actually, even if whoever wins or who doesn't win, if they're both going to be in the wild card, they may still meet again. So, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. I really think that's going to be the game that gets flexed. But if not, we have other great games to choose from. Angela, what you got?
All right. I also agree Week 17, Tennessee and Houston. I think that's going to be a good game, and it's going to be kind of a deciding factor. I also have Miami and Buffalo. And then, because I haven't really picked them all game, I'm just going to go with my Cardinals at LA because we just need some love, okay? We don't get enough love.
You know what?
Miami at Buffalo and Tennessee at Houston.
That's good stuff there. Sorry, I was a little cut off there. Got a Amber Alert in the area. But I'll tell you, that right there, those could be some good games. But Cardinals and Rams, wouldn't that be awesome if that can be the flex game as well? If you guys were so good this year, or at least good enough to battle and to actually give a good fight, and this could possibly be for the division or even for a wild card spot. I mean, seriously, Angela, how happy would you be if you guys were even competing for a wild card spot this year?
Hey, I'll take it. If we get into the postseason, if we pull out and become the Tennessee of this year, I'll take it. As long as we get into the postseason, it'll make me happy. As long as we do something better than what we did last year.
I agree with that. Teran,
years ago.
I know what you mean. Teran, close us out, man. What you got for week number 17?
So obviously I could see this could also be a noteworthy matchup, Packers versus Bears being the oldest rivalry in the NFL. There's also another few noteworthy matchups, such as Chargers-Chiefs, depending on how those two do. Obviously the Chiefs are going to roll through their way when it comes to the AFC West, but you never know with the Chargers. And then also, I could see 49ers Seahawks facing off against one another, and that could be flexed because the Seahawks are consistent for the most part, and the Niners have obviously improved, but are both of them good enough to compete for the NFC West title? Who knows? And then there's also Raiders Broncos, the battle of two teams who need to load up on wide receiver. And then there's also the NFC East key matchups with Giants, Cowboys, Redskins, Eagles, depending on who's leading between the Eagles and Cowboys, considering it's always those two that battle it out for the top spot of the NFC East.
Good stuff. All great games. And let's give our co-host for the night a hand, y'all. That was awesome. Once again, Miss Angela Winstead and Mr. Teran Rodriguez. Great job, y'all. So, final question for the night before we're out of here. We went a little bit over on time, but that's okay. We are good. It was set to be a 2-hour show, but it's all good. We were right here at the tail end. I just want to know, y'all, if you got to pick anybody right now, okay, if you got to pick, out of all the games we just went through, out of all the seasons, the games of the week, and we just went through all 17 weeks, if you got to pick one team to be that surprise team, give us one. Let's go 2 teams. Let's go one in the AFC, one in the NFC. So, I'm going to go ahead and start this off and just say, look, this year, I don't necessarily if you want to call them a surprise, because I think they're just going to be dominant this year because they were so good last year. It's no surprise. I've been freaking on their coattails all dang show long, and I can't help it. It's the Titans. This team is tough. They're nasty. They're strong. And they're coming. They were runner-up last year to the Texans. think they're going to pull it off this year, guys. I think they're going to be a team that really makes a splash in the AFC, and as much as I want to say my Raiders are going to be that team, they just might. We have a lot of teams that could be. Buffalo could be that team, too. I'm just saying. It's overall, if I got to pick a team that's close and they're almost there, I'm going to go with the Titans in the AFC. And in the NFC, this is a big, giant surprise team for me. Oh, my gosh. Boy, I wish I could say it was the Cardinals. They may have a good chance, but I'm not sure just yet. I also would like to say it could be the Carolina Panthers, because I've been all over them this year talking about how much I think they're going to be able to, in the offseason, what they've done. And yes, they're good. And they could be a very big surprise team, which actually it could be a very, very, very big turnout for them. It could happen. But if I got to go with the team that's almost there, but not just there, but now they could be there, I'm going to go with the Cowboys, y'all. Philadelphia, they're good, don't get me wrong. They're a strong team. They won it all last year, well, in the NFC East, that is, and they won it all. It was 3 years ago. But overall, there's no way to get around the fact that talent-wise, the Cowboys might just be the most talented team in the NFL. That offensive line is nasty. They got receivers like crazy. They have a gosh damn running back who he's a freak of nature. They got a defense. Crap, they got everything they need. And now they got a new head coach. Mike McCarthy did his thing with the Packers for a while. And you know what? He could be the X factor. Overall, guys, I'm going to go with Cowboys making a pretty deep run. So, I don't know. Am I talking about Super Bowl right here possible? No, between these two. But I'm just saying the Cowboys, I think, are going to make a pretty deep run. The Titans, look for them to make a pretty deep run as well. Will they meet in the bowl? I don't think so. But if they did, that'd be cool, because I'd be like, ha, I called it. I don't like being that I called it guy, but I'm going to say that'd be kind of cool. But regardless, I just think, personally, are the teams to really watch, and they could be the biggest kind of surprise, I guess, because they're kind of already there, but at the same exact time, realistic surprise of like, oh crap, they actually got there. Like, I think it could be these two teams. So, Angela, who you got? One from the NFC, one from the AFC. What you got?
All right. In the division, we're doing the AFC, but I'm going to go with the Texans. I think that they were starting to get there last year. Of course, they've lost, D-Hop to us, but I think they've got potential to still build with what they have, what they've gotten. And I think that they're going to be one to reckon with in the AFC. I think, not saying that they're going to go to Super Bowl. They're going to, they might not even go to the AFC Championship, but I think they're going to be one that's going to give a lot of people a fight in the AFC. As far as the NFC, I'm going to go to one of the original NFL teams, and I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. Ooh. I think that, they're really starting to turn their program around. They struggled a while. They were so great, and then they struggled, and they couldn't find all of the right pieces. But now they brought in Nick Foles, and they're really starting to, build a team back together. So I really think that the Bears are going to be someone to reckon with in the NFC. So I think they may have potential to go into the NFC, to the playoffs of the NFC, possibly the NFC Championship. Not so sure about Super Bowl, but, like I said, they're one of mine that I think, I wouldn't call them out just yet, but I think that's someone to watch.
That is good stuff. So, Tennessee, Dallas for me. Houston, Chicago for Angela. Teran, who you got?
So, for the AFC, I can't believe I'm going to say this, and I don't want to say this, but I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins. Believe it or not, they struck gold in that draft. They will have a young team, and Tua is still banged up, and, we don't know the whereabouts of his health, but I think he and the others can actually help turn Dolphins around, especially since they're in such a wide open division now. I mean, even the Bills aren't guaranteed to possibly win that division. And the Patriots are no longer the Patriots without Tom Brady. They still have Belichick and Edelman, but still. And for the NFC, it's so tricky considering the NFC is always a merry-go-round of teams that come and go in the final when it comes to being in the championship. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have improved, and with getting Hopkins, I think that makes them potentially even more dangerous. And Murray has a lot of upside, and he can only go up from here on out. So I gotta go with the Dolphins and the Cardinals. As much as I don't want to say the Dolphins, I think they've improved. They might struggle because they're young, but that's why they have Fitzpatrick, who is a seasoned veteran, a journeyman. And he still needs to get his Super Bowl championship ring from the Chiefs.
How you like that, Angela? You got Teran here saying your Cardinals going to be the team to watch in the entire NFC. How you like that?
You know what? I don't like to jinx my team. You know this by now. I don't like to jinx. So I'm so glad that Teran said that, because I agree wholeheartedly with you, Teran. I completely agree. I didn't want to throw it out there because I didn't want to, jinx them, but we've got some weapons. We've got some weapons on offense, and we've got some guys coming in on D that can really, really help us out. So that made my night, Teran. That made my night. I appreciate it.
And with Cliff Kingsbury having gotten his feet wet as a head coach, he can only go up from here. I'm still salty that he isn't the offensive coordinator at USC, but at least he's getting a chance to blossom as a head coach.
You know what?
In the NFL.
These are good picks, y'all. Once again, I don't want to be a homer either. I know Teran doesn't either. But yeah, I feel the Raiders are going to be better this year. Significantly better, I hope. But I don't know if they're going to be as good as the Titans are. And I think Teran picking Miami is a little bit of a curveball, because once again, I know he doesn't want to be a homer either and pick his team, because his Chargers are going to be a team to watch too, with Herbert or Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, because the defense is pretty damn good. But overall, I think that these 6 teams here who we picked, I love it, because none of them are alike. I love that. We picked 6 different teams, totally different teams too. So let's go ahead and get on into the chat room. I think Mike actually hit us up here. Who does he got? Mike says, "Oh, look at that! He made my night. I like that. He put AFC Oakland, and in the NFC Detroit." So I'm gonna write that down, because I've written them all down here, y'all, because you know what? Wow. And it's Vegas. Sorry, Mike, I do that too. But LV...
It's going to take a lot of getting used to.
It is. It really is. I've made that mistake a few times already. But yeah, I think the Raiders, and both the Raiders and the Lions. I mean, the Lions, golly, man. Thank you, Mike. He said, there you go, Larry, I did it for you. And thank you, man, because this is big. The Raiders have every chance, guys. We do. But we got to see it first. And Detroit's bold. That is bold, but gosh dang it, I'm a Matt Patricia fan. I love this guy. I love what he's doing with the defense. I think they are good. Mike says here, they are Oakland until they win something in Vegas. LOL. And I like that. So, you know what, y'all? I think this was a great show. We had a lot of fun doing this, and those are some good picks for all the teams. And look at that, 8 different teams, totally 8 different teams. And all these teams, a few of them I think really have a chance to win a bowl. And a few of them have a chance to be maybe a year away from it, depending on how well they do this year. I mean, seriously. So, good picks from everybody. I love it. And with that said, that is going to do it. So, you already know what's going down. You love it. Y'all know how we end this show. It's about that time, y'all. Oh, wait. One more time. Guys, what Mike says in the chat room. No one picked the Redskins, right? Good. Yeah, no one picked the Redskins, right? Good. Sorry, Mike. No, but if they're a breakout team, then man, that'd be awesome. But y'all know what time it is, though, y'all. Cue the music, cause we're out of here.
Damn! Green team, set. Hey.
All right, y'all. That is that. With that said, y'all know the drill. Angela, where can all these die-hard football fans and Cardinal fans find you?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at AZCard Princess. You know, the Cardinals are best. Not kidding. But yes, Instagram and Twitter is the same, AZ Cards Princess.
Hey, that's all good. I love that. Love your team. Teran, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, where I'm mainly active at Teran Rodriguez 1. And then you can find me on Instagram at Teran Rodriguez 1992. I'm mainly active on Twitter, so if you want to talk sports, you can go chat with me then.
Hey, there you go, y'all. And of course, you can follow me about Larry B at _LB53. You can follow us as a whole on Twitter at IE Sports Radio, as well as Instagram at IE Sports Radio. Give us a like on Facebook. We certainly like that. Check us out on IESportsRadio.com. Check out all of our previous guests, all of our upcoming guests. We got some good ones coming your way. Once again, big shout out to Coach Alan Knipe earlier for being on Set Point with Teran. That was absolutely awesome. I really enjoyed the interview. We have tons of great guests. So many of them. As a matter of fact, I can give you one for sure right now that has already been posted. Coming in the coming weeks, we will have, of course, Nika Carter, which is going to be sweet. She competes in GLTC, Grid Life Touring Cup, and she's a certified performance driver and instructor. So really cool. That'd be a lot of fun to have her, and really excited for that. So we'll be welcoming her to the show coming up on the 28th, so next week. And hey, we got plenty more great guests to come. On top of that, y'all, so much to come here at IE Sports Radio. Hey, just because our birthday month is this week, it doesn't mean that the whole month of May is not ours. We are everywhere. So Mike says in the chat room, great show, guys. Hey, thank you, man. You always do a great show as well. And thanks for joining us here tonight, man. And, well, we will have it back at you soon. I said last time this would be the final 3 and out before we get to 8 divisions in 8 days, but it wasn't because we did this show. We may have a few sneak shows here and there, but as far as I know right now, this is the last one until we actually get to 8 divisions in 8 days. Mark your calendars, y'all. We will see you for the kickoff of AFC Week and the AFC West, since the Chiefs won it all. Starting off on July 27th, Monday, July 27th. All pre-recorded shows, but they're all going to be good ones. With that said, y'all, that is that. For Angela, for Teran, and for me, your boy Larry B. We will see you coming up on Friday for our IE Sports Radio 6-year anniversary party show on the Defining Moments. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.